So today what I really wanted to cover is the why, or what we know as the why.
Mhm.
What I asked you guys to do was to revisit the questions that we've all seen, some of us a lot of times now, we've been coaching so long, about what it is that you want in your life. And the reason why I wanted you guys to revisit those questions was not because I wanted to hear what your why is, quote unquote, again. The reason why I wanted you to revisit those questions was to get your brain going so we could do on this call something a little bit more in depth. I'm not sure how, I'm always nervous to use the word spiritual in a work setting like this, but it's kind of the only word I can think to use for it. So how spiritual you guys are, how you believe the universe works, or how we're connected or not connected, or any of that stuff. But for the most part, have a big dream, have somewhere that you're going. It's not usually for you. Most people really have a strong desire to be of service in some way. Use the time that they have here on earth for something. The reason why that is most often is because there's a message you have to deliver to the world. Sometimes it's not clear what that message is, and we go through different trials in our lives to kind of figure out what that is. But when you figure out what your message is for the world, then you get to look around at your life and see if it's being delivered. It's being delivered in your daily actions, if it's being delivered in your career, being delivered to your children, it's being delivered with, the way that you behave each day as far as the business. It's maybe shut off some avenues that you might be able to deliver that message. So when I look at my why questions, I look at my health and fitness dreams, and I really, when I have people do this, I have them go, okay, where am I now? How do I feel now? Where am I going? How would I feel then? And really sit with and feel the difference between how you are feeling about yourself, about the world, about your future, etc. now, and how would that be different? Your health, with your health, how would you feel about yourself? What would you be able to do that you can't do now? What would you look like? And then why? Why do you even care about that? The why questions will usually bring us to your message. Most of the time, when you ask somebody why, that's when they start to get a little choked up, or they start to go into a point in their childhood where they thought they used to feel like themselves and now they don't anymore, or a place where they knew they wanted something but they couldn't quite figure out how to get there from the past. Usually when people get emotional is the why section. So there's usually the four questions, four questions, and then the why is that important to you. Why do you want these? When you are looking at your why for each of the sections under the health and fitness, financial, and free time, it's just called Liberty. I don't know why that was changed, but anyway, it should be leading you to some bigger purpose, something else that you want to get out. What I would like to do is try to go through what you have so far and figure out what your message is you would like to spend your life delivering, and how this business is going to help you deliver your message. You guys may have seen my post the other day about my message to the world, and that body is not my only avenue to deliver that message. Why I'm equally passionate about Benchmark as I am Beachbody, regardless of the income opportunity, right? The reason why I really enjoy working with children of a certain age in the business world, the junior achievement facet, right? There's a reason why women's rights are so important to me, Planned Parenthood. Like, there's a reason, and it's because of my message, and then I want to really serve the world and get that message out there. So what I'd love to do is, hopefully you guys will have these with you, or at least have them fresh in your mind. Is just go through it. If you can tell us not necessarily all the answers, but why each of those sections were important to you, and then give us a little bit about your why, and maybe we can just do some back and forth to figure out what your message might be. So Jenny, you're first on my screen. So you can go ahead and kick us off.
Okay, sorry. So talk about, I was confused. Talk about the friendships and how they apply to our why.
Um, talk
I didn't,
about at the end of each chunk of the questions, they're broken down into sections. You saw the questions, right?
no, I'm trying to find them. I can't find them. I was just looking at my why
Okay.
that I had written.
So in the Six Figure Females, I made a document.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, let me go in there.
It's about
Friends, I'm like, what?
five down, I think. Six down. It's called Why Questions from our last call.
Oh, shit. Okay.
These are the questions everyone was supposed to go over
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, and I knew I had them written down somewhere, so I was like looking for them. But right. Okay, sorry. So what can you tell me again what I'm doing? I'm so dumb
So,
today.
ideally, what was going to happen was you're going
Yeah.
to share with us not necessarily the answers to all these questions, but the individual why are they important to you for each section, and then
Okay.
why.
Okay, perfect. So health and fitness, why they're important to me. I've always been overweight. So this is proving to myself that I can do it. And that kind of ties into the theme of never give up, which is the theme for Summit this year, which I'm really excited about. And so yeah, I've been struggling with my weight my entire life. I've never felt like I'm good enough. And the reason why improving my health is so important is because, as I said, I can prove to myself that I can actually do this. And I know that I'm going to feel so much better about who I am, have a lot more confidence because I've been there before. Um, yes. And then health, the other thing that's really important is like, okay, I'm 31, not very old, but I know women my age and a few years older who have breast cancer or have had, who died of it. And it's scary. Like, I want to do everything I can to live a really healthy life and to be able to have babies when the time comes. Because I could be like mid to late 30s when that happens. And I want to make sure that that actually it goes over well and my health isn't negatively affecting it. So that's why physical health is important to me. Um, oh, actually, really another really important thing to me is a marathon runner. I want to qualify for Boston, so I know that getting in really good shape, um, leaning up and getting stronger and faster, that'll help me achieve that goal.
Okay.
So
Why?
that's important. Sorry.
Why do you? What is it about the finish or the training or whatever? What is it about marathons that makes you happy?
It's a sense of accomplishment. So when I ran Honolulu, it was almost 12 months ago. And actually, maybe exactly 12 months ago, or not 12, sorry, 14. And I proved to myself that I could do anything I wanted from that day on. And it's such a sense of accomplishment because you choose to run a marathon and you choose to train for it and you're proving to yourself that you can achieve your goals. So I think it's indescribable, the feeling, really. It's like, holy shit, I just did what? And it's a little crazy. So, um, okay. And then as far as my financial dreams,
Yeah.
um, okay, the reason that's really important to me is because right now I'm in a career that's focused on me making a certain income, and I'm not passionate about it. So I know that when I achieve financial freedom through coaching, I will be able to do a lot more things that I actually love, such as being on the board for Calgary Marathon. That's a really big deal. Getting involved in a lot more race organization. Um, I My goal eventually is to be a stay-at-home mom, and that is what financial freedom will afford me. I think, and not having to worry about, oh, I really want to go run this marathon and it costs $2,000 to go, but I can't afford it. Just make it happen.
What would being a stay-at-home mom? Why is that important?
Because, well, my mom was with my sister and I until we were probably in I don't know, through elementary school. So maybe about 10 years old. And I think it's just that comfort of having your mom there. And to me, I want to see my children grow up and I want to be involved in their development. And there's so much that I've gained in my life as far as personal development goals and goals that I want to be able to pass that on to them. I believe that raising children is really, how you raise them is really important to who they become. And yeah, just getting involved in their life. And that's what my passion is. Like, I want to help people change their lives and get healthier. And I just want to be a mom. It's my thing. Some people, no, they'd rather go to the office. I have lots of coworkers who are high up in the organization who have children, and they took their mat leave and they came back and they worked their way up the ladder. And that does not appeal to me at all. It's just, yeah, it's my calling, or one of the two.
What do you think being a mom's gonna provide you?
Um, ooh, that's a good question. I think, well, you know how obsessed I am with my dog. So it gives me an outlet. Like, I'm a really passionate, intense person, and it gives me an outlet to have something to love and to nurture. And um, it can provide me a huge sense of pride in a way. When you like raising a human being is amazing. I've never done it, but I can imagine, right? It just seems like it's so crazy. I don't even know how to explain it. But yeah, an outlet for my love for sure. And I love taking care of people. Like, fuck, I hate that I don't have a boyfriend. I want to cook for a man. Like, I don't know. I'm just one of those people. It's a little bit traditional female, but it's who I am.
Hey, it works. There's
Yeah,
what's
there's
cool
all
about that is there's a guy who out there who wants a traditional female, right? Like that's
exactly.
and for the ones and for the females who are like, no, I don't want anything to do with that. There's a man out there who wants nothing to do with that either. It all works itself out.
It's so true. Yeah, I've got friends that are both ways, so or both
All right.
types of people.
So
But
I'm wondering.
hang on, I have to get my dog. Keep talking. I'm listening. Hey, Joe, come here. He's too tiny to sit on the couch.
So I'm wondering, Jenny, when you say that you would have someone to love, you would have someone to take care of, you would have some pride, you'd have some sense of accomplishment. Would you say it's true that the sort of underlying real need there is you would have someone that loves you, and you have
Yes.
someone to take care of you?
Yes, definitely.
Most of the time, this stuff comes back to us.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And someone to be proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
And also,
I want a family. Exactly.
little bit of some of that unconditional love that only a family can really do.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely your finances and your health would both provide that for you.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay.
Yeah.
What about
It
that
all
last?
ties in. Pardon me?
And then our last bit, which is the free time.
Yes. Okay. So something that I actually realized last night when I was in the board of directors meeting, our race director was there for Calgary Marathon. And I was like, I want to do that fucking job. Sorry, I've sworn a few times and I know we're recording, but I'm just being me. um, so that would allow me to do things that I want when I want to do them. Like, clearly there's obligations with coaching. And then when you have a family, like, your schedule definitely revolves around your children until they're at school. But I want the freedom to live a life that I'm passionate about, not a life that I'm defined by my 8 to 5 job or 8 to 4:30 job, and I have to work it because I need to make so much income and because I have to be an accountant to fit in with the family who's all professionals, et cetera, things like that, right? I want to be able to prove to myself and to them you can be successful without being traditional in the career sense. Yeah, and inspire my children in that way too. Um, something, so all I know is that when I have more free time, I'm going to be spending a lot more time working with other people. Coaching is a really big thing, like Beachbody coaching, but then also life coaching. Um, I don't know if I'd create a career out of it or if I would volunteer maybe at a high school with girls and work on self-development and self-esteem. That's not totally clear to me, but all I know is I want to make an impact in a lot of people's lives, and I want to positively help them change their lives. We can't change people's lives for them. We have to empower them to do that. And that's part of being a leader, right? And I want to be a leader in the community in that sense. So I feel like I have like a big vision, but I haven't quite put all the pieces together and maybe like written out all the details as to like, this is what I'm going to achieve and how, or this is what I 100% truly want.
What's cool about sort of the way that you can set vision for yourself is that I don't need to know what you want to do. All I need to know is who you want to be.
Right.
That came out really, really clear. That's really obvious. So what's
that's
beautiful about that is, as we're sort of naturally control freaks.
Oh yeah.
So we like to tell you all the ways we're going to get there and all the things we're going to do and all the stuff we're going to do, and here's my resume and here's my plan, my 5-year plan. And the thing about plans is they leave a lot of room for disappointment, and frankly, they shut a lot of doors.
Yeah.
So if we can get really clear on who it is that you want to be,
not
what you want to do, the what you want to do will just sort of show up. The doing part just shows up if you're clear on who you want to be. That's why you guys, when we do our declaration statements, I don't let you tell me what you're going to do that day.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care what you do. You'd be bored. Wash the dishes. Were you shitty about it? You have bad attitude? Like, nobody cares, right? But did you wash the dishes and take some sense of pride in that? Did you feel good? And were you happy with your environment? And were you peaceful? And were you a good person? Like, I don't care what you're doing. I care how you're being. So from what I got, there was a lot of repetitive words in what you said.
Yeah.
So the ones that I put little hearts next to, that's my check mark today, was acceptance, freedom, passion, unconditional love, and having an impact. I actually wrote like really large.
Yeah.
Slash making a difference. I wasn't really sure exactly, but the thing is when you say have an impact or make a difference, the issue is everyone does have an impact or make a difference. It's just whether or not it's good or bad, right? So I was a little unclear on that, but those were the big words that I got that you repeated. Does that sound right?
Yes. Passion is a huge word that not a huge word. It's a word that I use to describe myself a lot. Yeah, I'm an intense, passionate person.
So,
and it can be good, it can be bad.
Oh, it just is what it is. I mean, there's no good or bad. It just is.
No, that's fair.
So, knowing that this is the person you want to be, you want to be passionate, and you want to be intense, and you want to both have, receive and give unconditional love and acceptance. You really want to define success for yourself. Do good, have a positive impact, enjoy your freedom. When you picture that Jenny, that version of you, in a year, 5 years, 10 years, wherever that version of you comes up, we all have that picture in our head. It's there. When someone sees you, they don't know you, what message are you giving them?
Right now or then?
In the picture, all these words, a picture that comes to your head, you can see it. I know you can see it because you can see what you feel it.
I'm giving them like a image of confidence and positivity. Is that what you're going? Like, what did they get from meeting me, or
what message are you sending to them?
That you can do anything and you can achieve anything, And yeah.
Your message for the world is that you want to make sure everybody you come in contact with realizes that they can do it.
I want everyone to believe that whatever they want to achieve, they can do it. I mean, within reason, like I can't say, oh, I'm going to win the lottery and it'll happen. But I really believe in goal setting. That's what my presentation is going to be on too, actually, for the call, and the power of it. Because if you, well, I mean, you have to have a goal. And then if you believe that you can achieve it and you work towards it, definitely.
All right, do me a favor. From this point forward,
Yeah.
every time you want to say you, say I.
Okay.
So, what's your message to the world? One more time.
Now I'm confused how to say that. I believe that anything is possible if you set your mind to it. I will achieve my goals because I'm passionate about them and I'm confident that I can achieve them. Something like that?
Yeah. So, your message to the world is, I believe anything is possible.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see you from across the street, I go, yeah. Damn, I believe anything is possible. Look at that woman. I believe anything is possible now. From being in her presence, I believe anything is possible.
I love that. That's pretty intense, eh?
So now, the reason why I want to get you to this point is because once you know what it is that you are trying to tell the world, with your beingness, again, a lot of human doings and not enough human beings, right? So with your beingness, you get to make choices every single day. In the moments of self-doubt, in the moments of criticism, in the moments of all the things that we go through, I would say as women, because I think it's worse for us. I don't know if that's true, but where you go, am I living my message right now?
Yes.
If someone saw me right now, would they say to themselves, I believe anything is possible? Or am I being some other message?
Right.
And what this allows us to do is when you know what it is that your message is, it takes your why and it distills it down to a sentence.
Yeah.
And that gives us, you can write it on something. I've noticed that you can write with dry erase markers on your bathroom.
Feedback.
Got it. You can actually take dry erase markers and write on your bathroom mirror. I believe anything is possible. And you can, I've seen people get tattoos of their message.
Yeah.
It's like maybe the word possible. So like I've seen everything come out of this. And
that's amazing.
Put it everywhere. And that way when you're in a moment and you're making a decision and you're behaving in a way that's maybe self-sabotaging, lazy, you don't want to send that last email. You have a moment where you go, I don't think I'm going to make Success Club. You go, well, that's not my message to the world. Right. So better knock that off, sort of attitude. And it also allows you know what your message is, and you know the kind of woman that you want to be. Yeah. It allows you to stay open to different paths that may take you there. So Beachbody may be one thing that you do that spreads that message. Yes. Being on the board of the marathon might spread that message. Working with the girls in high school would definitely spread that message. Yeah. So you get to not get so caught up in what are we doing, and did I reach the thing, and did I do the stuff, did I accomplish the whatever. It's, hey, am I living my message today? Because if I am, today was a freaking success. I lived my message today. Yeah. And I can check that box today, successful, because I lived my message all day. So I love it. That was the goal of that entire very long.
It was amazing. It's awesome, Amber. Thank you. Like, yeah. You hit me at another level. I really appreciate it.
That's really cool. I'm excited. I wish everybody else would come, but Sarah's turn now. Yeah. So I'm gonna mute Jenny. Yeah. Sarah, it's your turn. Let me get my questions back up. Hold on. There they are. All right. That's my notes. What? This card sucks. What am I doing? Why am I going to break like 2 pen's taking Jenny's notes. I don't know. All right. Did you go through the questions? Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Was this was the only second time you've done this, right? Once in 6 weeks, or once in Coach Basics, and once now, right?
Correct.
Okay. People have seen them before because this is not a new assignment, but that's why I was asking. Okay. So, physical health and fitness. Are all of my pens broken? Every single one? Good Lord. Physical health and fitness streams. Why are they important to you?
For the health and physical, my main reason is because I don't want to have to rely on Western medicine for down the road. Being a nurse, people get medicine thrown at them instead of taking responsibility. I mean, medicine is good for probably 25% of what is wrong with you. However, 75% can be controlled, I believe, and I'm sure there's studies out there, with diet and exercise and doing something else. Instead of, stopping going through McDonald's and eating fast food, we give you, cholesterol medication and insulin. And who knows what our healthcare is going to be like down the road. And I do not want to be dependent on medicine if I can help it. I have a history of heart disease and cancer, and I want to be able to do everything to make sure my body is as fit as it can be and take my own responsibility. I think that's what it is with that, is I want to be responsible for my health, and I don't want to have to rely on Western medicine. And like I said, who knows what our healthcare is going to be like down the road. If I need care, as in expense and availability and time, and to be able to not be hindered by physical limitations that can be controlled to an extent. I mean, like I said, there is a place for Western medicine. However, I just think that it's.
So why don't you want to rely or be dependent or be hindered? Like, why?
Because I think it's a waste of resources when you can I'm independent, and I think that's I don't know. I mean, I'm an independent person, so I don't want to rely on anybody or anything else. I think that might be. Okay.
Because you gave me a lot of things you didn't want, but you didn't tell me what you did want, and so it's all stretchy. So you say, I don't want to rely, I don't want to be dependent, I don't want to be hindered. So we have to get out of, here's all the things that I think are bad. What do I want? And you want to be independent. Why? Why do you want to be independent? What does that do for you?
It gives me the control.
Okay, what does being in control do for you?
I think that with giving me being in control is it's my type A personality. So that's my style.
But what does it do for you? It's serving you in some way. So what does it do for you?
I mean, it's saving me money and peace of mind and time.
Saves money, saves time. So when Sarah's at the helm, we're saving money, we're saving time. I'll save it for another day.
Like a coupon.
Like a coupon.
Like a coupon. I save time and money.
Okay. So, and it sounds, and you said it gives you peace of mind. So,
To know that I don't have to rely on something else. I rely on myself. Self.
all right. So for financial, if you were to accomplish all those and you've envisioned how you're going to spend your days and the things that you can do and the way your life is going to change, where you would live and all those things, why? Why do you want those financial dreams?
For peace of mind. I mean, it's a, peace of mind. I mean, that's basically, I don't want to worry about retirement because I know there's not going to be Social Security. And again, healthcare, I mean, it goes back to like what you're going to have to pay for down the road. And it would make me more calm. It would give me a chance to focus and live the life in the present instead of worrying about the future. I think that's what a lot of my angst that I have regarding things. I mean, financially right now speaking, I'm better off than a lot of people, and I'm fortunate, and I understand that. So I just want to continue to be fortunate and not have to worry. Like, I mean, that's what my biggest concern is retirement, even though we're working on that, and that's a work in progress, but it's just something even more so now. This would afford me to even really take that burden off of what the future is going to be and focus on our life and living our life. Not crazy by any means, I don't want to, but just to have that stress removed, to know that we're taken care of.
If you weren't spending your time worrying, what would you be doing at that time?
I'd be rich, bitch, and I would be like, woo! But
What would you do?
yeah, be throwing money around. Probably, I'd be traveling more and helping others out too. I mean, once I'm taken care of, then we worry about number two, and being able to help others is like another, to pay for like a couple different people's college funds would be awesome, to have that stress relieved from like their parents so that they don't have to worry about their kids, or even when the kids graduate and have to, I mean, even though that's a different kind of debt, but I mean, just to have that not worry about, and Will's parents, to be able to take care of them because they don't have that luxury.
Okay. What would traveling allow you to do? Like, what would that provide you?
It's living. I mean, that's what, I mean, Will and I love to travel all over, and it's just, it's an experience, and it's a visual pleasure, and it's learning, and it's just it's an amazing opportunity that there's so many places to learn culture, and just, it's just such a pleasurable experience that we have, that we've had. It's fun. We have a good time. That's like our relationship. I think would strengthen our relationship because that's something we enjoy doing together. Expensive, but we enjoy traveling together and learning other cultures and experiencing what they have to offer. It just enriches you. I'm all about education and learning more, and so to be able to experience it is just something that you can't read a book about Australia or watch a video. I mean, to be able to be there and live it and just see it with your own eyes, it's just amazing. Not that I've ever been there, but I mean, just different places we've been. I should say Rome. Like when we went to Rome was unbelievable. And it's just one of those things that even after when you get back, those trips and things like that, where you just smile just thinking about it. When people ask me, like, where's the best place I've ever been? I just think Rome. And I just think of all, like, what Will and I did when we were in Rome and just walking around and seeing everything and the little places we ate at and having tiramisu every night, but it was different every place that we went to. And the Colosseum and drinking, cappuccino outside the Colosseum, and just, it's so old, and to know all the history. I mean, just traveling is just, it just makes me smile. It's just like my little happy place that I go to, that when we talk about where we want to go and what we want to do, it's just so much fun. I mean, of course it's fun, but I mean, just even learning and finding different things. And
But I imagine while you were eating tiramisu, you were probably not doing a lot of worrying.
not doing a lot of what?
Worrying?
What?
Worrying?
Sorry. Worrying? No, probably worrying about where the hell those calories were going, but no, those were, it's fun. When you're traveling and things like that, you do think about other things, but for the most part, it's carefree and you're having a good time and living in the moment. And that's what I just try and do, especially when we're traveling, all that, is to be present and enjoy it, because it's not something that, if every day was vacation, then I wouldn't really have any meaning, but even those trips.
It might, depending on how you decided to be in your life. Every day you can be a vacation.
Maybe that's what I'll do, and I'll write a book about it. The 365-day vacation.
I love it. I'm writing that down, that you're going to write a book. Okay. Now it's forever. Okay, and then the free time. Why do you want that?
Just to be the boss of your time and not have to worry about reporting to somebody else. I think it goes back to me being independent and being my own boss and being my own keeper. I'm not a very good follower. I am to an extent, but I always want to be the one that's in charge. And again, that goes back to my type A personality. But I think that, being in charge of my own time would afford me to do what I want to do. And if you're doing what you want to do, then you're happy and you have less worries and you're less stressed. And, if you love what you do, then you never work a day in your life. And I think it just would afford me to be able to focus on other things that I like to do, like reading for pleasure. And, probably spending time with my family and my husband to an extent. And just being able to focus on even myself and what I like to do.
Do you think that you let Will in enough, as much as you'd like to, as a husband wife, like emotionally?
No, because we're two very different personalities, and I'm very, which is, I mean, we're total opposites. And he's along for the ride. That's basically like the gist of our relationship, is that I'm the planner, scheduler, do everything, and he does what I tell him to do, because that's what, I mean, he doesn't like to make decisions. I make decisions, which I mean, most of the time. And he's just, like I said, he's along for the ride. And that's what,
When you are
That's-
traveling together,
yes.
are you more partners? Do you think?
When we're there, yes.
When you're there, specifically.
When we're there, for the most part, yes. It's more of like a 60-40 relationship, as opposed to probably an 80-20 at home. But it's more of an equal partner, like a partnership when we're there.
Does that make you feel closer to him? Does it make you feel stronger in the relationship, or does it not have an effect? What does that do for you?
I think it makes it feel more stronger, because most of the time I feel like I'm his parent. And we've been in, and I can say that because we've been in numerous therapy sessions, and I've learned that. And I don't have to, like, being on vacation, it takes a lot of the stress away. I mean, I'm not doing the daily run around and to do of everything, of making sure that, groceries are done and bills are paid and different things. And it's fine that I tell him to do that, but I have to tell him. It's not like he thinks of it on his own, which is a work in progress. But on vacation, it's just a lot of that extra bullshit is not there. Those external different things where you can just focus on, okay, what are we going to do today? All right, well, let's, deep sea fishing. Okay, that's great. So, we do that together, and just even relaxing. And I mean, and even we even have our like a different, alone time where, because I like to read and do different things. And but decisions and things like that are made together on a less stressful environment, I should say.
What I got out of this was the only time you said "we" was when you referenced the traveling. There was no other point in which you were part of another being, whether it be Will or anyone else. So from my standpoint, from just everything I wrote and my little hearts and all this, right? Apparently my check marks today, my stars. That it's not that you want to be in control. It's that by having the financial freedom, you don't have to be in control all the time. There's nothing to worry about.
Yes.
That is a very different message than I want to be in control. Does that make sense?
Right.
I'm wondering, so the things I put little hearts next to were present, living, experience, learning, and enrichment, if I can say. Because those are the things that you mentioned 3, 4, 5 times, and except for enrichment was just once, but with such a emotional passion that it stuck out. So I'm wondering, for you, do those sound like the things that you want?
Yes.
What do you think your message is? If you picture the Sarah that's being present, you're really living, you're traveling with Will, and it's not this parent-child thing that so many women, we all get caught up in, but it's just together, you experience it, you're learning things, you're feeling enriched, and you realize there's so much more to life, and you're enjoying this carefree world. There's no worries, there's no stress. There's that picture of Sarah. When I see you walking next to the Trevi Fountain in Rome, and I see you, what message did I just get from you?
That this can be your life. That it's you can live your life.
Okay, that was beautiful. Now take the you out.
Live your life.
I
live my life. I live my life.
I can live my life. So when I see you and you're in Rome and you're hand in hand with Will and he's probably looking over there and you're pointing something over here, reading a sign and telling him, and he's like, but you guys are there together and you look like you're there in your moment, you're worry free and you're carefree. I go, man, I can live my life. That's inspiring. I'm going to quit this stupid job I don't like, leave this relationship I don't want, and go travel because I can live my life. And I'm inspired by seeing Sarah live her. Does that make sense?
I like that.
So, if that's the message that you'd like to accept for yourself, that is your message to the world. Now you can use this because when we get just like in those like soul crushing experiences that just suck the life out of us at work and you just feel heavy and burdened and stressed, you can stop and think to yourself, if someone saw me right now, would they believe that they can live their life? Would they go, live my life, I'm going to go do that? Or would they be like, I don't know. You can make these decisions in those moments of doubt, moments of stress, the moments of burden, the moments of frustration, the moments of eye rolling at Will, like that, you can go, wait, like, I can live my life. And you know what? I want to make sure if anyone saw me right now, like, they would believe that as well. Because that's my message for the world. And I'm going to deliver. And maybe you do that through Beachbody, which I really think is perfect fit because so many women are so hindered and burdened by their weight or their insecurities that they don't live their life. They watch their kids play.
Mm-hmm.
They exist as roommates with their husbands on the couch and watch TV, but they don't live. Financially, so many people that need to become coaches because we can free them of their debt and their burdens with that. They want to live. And you can show them that. And there might be a lot of other arenas. And now that you're clear on what your message is, will open up. And you might get an opportunity to volunteer, an opportunity to speak, an opportunity to help someone or do something. And if those opportunities arise, if they align with your message, you can embrace them because you know who you want to be. So those are my thoughts on that, you guys. Which that took us an hour, so maybe the universe wanted you and I to do this together. Yeah, it works out.
Good.
Well,
Thank
I'm
you.
excited that you guys have your messages, and I hope that I get to be part of helping you convey those messages to the world. And if you ever have a moment where you're just frustrated as hell, feel free to just come into our group and type in capital letters, I can live my life, or I can do anything I want, or I can do anything? Is that? I think that's what I wrote down. Forgetting. And just, stick to it, because there's gonna be moments where you're not going to be living your message, and those are moments that we want to say, no, damn it, I was put here with whatever purpose you guys believe was, however that all worked out, but there's a purpose inside of me, and it's to spread this message. And I'm not going to let insecurities, I'm not going to let fear, I'm not going to let worry of rejection, I'm not going to let thoughts of what my parents might think, what my neighbors might think. I'm not going to let any of that stuff stop me from fulfilling my purpose and delivering this message to the world. Living it so that I can deliver it. And it's really like empowering experience. So I hope you guys embrace it and love it and write it places and share it with people and have a good time with it, okay?
I sure will.
All right, guys. Well, it's fantastic talking to you, and I will see you all on the team call in like 2 minutes.
Thanks, Amber.
Okay.
Bye, guys.